Hello, everyone. Welcome to Countdown event for Race Equality Week. It's good afternoon and a happy new year. While we're waiting to let others through the Zoom filter, if you just want to go into the chat, say who you are, who you work for, where you're based, maybe a role, then we can, this is, I guess, the coffee croissant chat bit, you know, when you're waiting to find out a bit more who we are. So, and we can see maybe who's not traveled, but who's visiting from the furthest away. We'll start in a couple of minutes after that. So a warm welcome to those that are just coming through the door. What we're suggesting is if people can just go in the chat, say who they are, their organization, maybe what they're planning to do for Race Equality Week. And yeah, this is the coffee croissant or sort of lunchtime sandwich bit where you normally have little chats before the event starts. Feel free to eat your lunches and drink your lunchtime smoothies or whatever you do. This is a lunchtime and we want to make it as relaxed as possible. So we appreciate for many, it might be a lunch break. So a very good afternoon to those that are coming through the Zoom door. Welcome. If you just go into the chat and then say who you are, where you're from, your organization. We're saying to make this as relaxed as possible, feel free to eat lunch and have a drink of tea or coffee. I can see we got Georgia from London Borough Sutton, welcome. Greg Rochester, and the screen just moved, from HR manager from Community Council for Somerset. Hello, Greg. I can see Wali Rahman, good afternoon to you, Wali. And Sharida Joseph, I do apologize if I'm saying some of these names wrong. We've got a campaign called My Name Is, and I'll explain that a bit later. Sharida, if I am saying it right or wrong, is a project manager based in Gipton, but working from home. Hello, Shaminda. Good to see you again. Caroline Gilwood, based in Edinburgh, so that's the furthest at the moment we got. She works for the RVS, who've done a lot of work supporting, I guess, the COVID issues in last year or two. Hello, Nina Reid, business partner from Julian House. I guess for some of you, this is free promotion advertising, isn't it? Hi, Laura Da Costa from Leeds Arts University. I can see Charlotte King, hello to you. Got Wali's from Wiltshire, Fiona Richards. Welcome to you from TCV. Operation Director. Thank you, Eloisa. So Eloisa's done brilliant. She's put a phonetic name down on her thing. Eloisa is from Akivo. So very welcome to you. So we've got over 100 people in the room. We'll give it about 30 more seconds and then we'll start. So got Catherine Gulati. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. People manager from Washwood Health Multi Academy Trust. We've got Shannon, D&I lead from Coventry City Council. And we got Sandra Nuwajiaku. I do apologize again if I'm saying this wrong. Risk and Insurance Manager at the Crown Estate. So a whole range of people, roles, organizations and parts of the country, and got Kierna from Legal Ombudsman from West Midlands. For those that are just joining, if I've said your name incorrectly, I do apologize, and we'll talk a bit about getting people's names right down the line later in today's event. So without further ado, I'm going to let Raj, who's hosting and chairing today's event, kick the event off. Thank you, Raj.
Thanks, Javed. A very happy new year to all of you. I hope you've had a chance to recharge over the break. And a big welcome to everyone who spent the time today to get ready for Race Equality Week 2022. It's just now around 3 weeks away. I'm Raj Tulsiani, Chief Executive of Green Park and today's chair. Along with Javed and 8 other minority-owned businesses, we founded Race Equality Matters a couple of years ago. Also with us today are our colleagues Nish Francis, Donna Robertson and Claire Watson. Thank you ever so much for your help putting this together and keeping this campaign moving. And thank you all to all the participants for joining us. It's really good to have so much support here today. This session is going to be action-packed, and as usually the case, because we value the amount of time people put into this, it will be dynamic and fast-paced with a focus on the opportunity for you all to collaborate, not just with us, but with each other, and benefit from each other's thoughts, ideas, and plans for Race Equality Week. So we've got a lot to pack in. We'll aim to close at 1:45. There will be some Q&A at the end if those if people have still got outstanding questions. So before I start, I need to recognise our partners and sponsors who, along with Green Park, have funded Race Equality Matters, especially our lifetime visionary partners, British Telecom, and our founding partners at the Data and Marketing Association and HS2. Their support means that people who become Race Equality Network and Matters members can access our resources and events for free. So it's really important to say, you know, we are a national not-for-profit organisation. Of course, we're rather keen on affecting the lives of 3 million people in this February's Race Equality Week and 6 million the year after, but we need further funding to keep going. So we run Race Equality Week to create more solutions for you and to help support you in the workshops that allow you to learn from how other people are using these techniques that have been born out of lived experience. So if your organisation would like to find out more about how you can help, please do get in touch with Javed, myself, or another member of the team to just find out more. We would appreciate it. So a bit of housekeeping. We will be recording this event for you to access later on and share with slides and videos with people you think might benefit from some of the thinking in it. If you have any questions along the way, please do put them in the chat and we will try to answer them. Your sound will be auto-disabled until the discussion groups, of which there are 2. And please do feel free to tweet and use social media to push on content during or after the event positively. You'll see our handles on the right-hand side. This will mean that more organisations and more individuals can be made aware of Race Equality Week and the free resources that we put out there to help people develop allyship and tackle racial inequality in their organisations. Not just talk about it, but tackle it. Okay, so as is always the case with these things, we start with a quick poll. So 47% of the people on the call are allies, 52% are ethnic minorities or appropriate equivalent. In your organisation, there's a really good spread here, 19% senior leaders, 23% HR, welcome HR people, 31% D&I, Race Network members 18, Race Network leads 23. So, you know, a couple of people wearing 2 hats there, but really nice spread. 65% of people have committed to doing Race Equality Week. 24% are undecided. I hope that by the end of this, that will be a much lower percentage. 24% did it last year, 49% didn't. We know that the take-up of people doing it outside this group is really high. How well does your organisational tackle race equality? So a little is 37%, which is the highest, and then not enough is at 27%, 32%. And actually really encouraging 27% for really well. So that again would be different from this time last year, positive move. Do you feel your leaders and managers are committed to tackling racial equality? Yes, 67%, fantastic. Now they've got the will, why don't we help them do the right things that build the correct level of skill to tackle it in a way where lived experience is recognised? And finally, do you feel your leaders and managers are confident in talking about race? And unsurprisingly, the highest percentage here is not really 57%, although there is 31% are comfortable talking about race, which is, again, a significant uptake on where we were last year. So thank you for that. It gives you an idea of where we are, who's in the room, etc. I'll just bring you up to speed for those if it's your first time at one of these events. Javed and I created Race Equality Matters in response to what we call the moment 18 months ago during the chaotic summer of 2020. We didn't want to look back and see that it was just another moment where corporates were doing tokenistic black screens or putting out memes, PR gestures without actually dealing with some of the underlying issues within their organizations and accepting the danger of institutional racism, both in process and people. how people are acting in their organisation. So we wanted to capture that energy, and we wanted to surround ourselves with people who actually wanted to do something that made the most of that opportunity. And we set that up to collaborate with anything and anybody. You know, it's not an exclusive movement. So Race Equality Matters is not about talking. It's not about PR gesturing. It's not about helping corporates or sponsors tick boxes. It's about creating solutions and then creating meaningful conditions where actions can actually lead to results. So we know that many organizations do really good things, but can't land them because they haven't really done the change management or the winning over hearts and minds in the way that is itself inclusive and meaningful and moves past tokenism. So we've already created 5 impactful solutions in collaboration with other organizations, our own Fresh Research, Green Park, all sorts of people. And the great news is that over the past months, we've spoken to many organizations that are implementing those solutions to help them drive change and move the dial on racial inequality. And the feedback is that these solutions are making a real positive impact. They don't cost any money. So really important that when you're sharing this, you're not sharing this as another firm jumping on a diversity bandwagon saying how important it is to them in the last 10 minutes. You know, this is a group, a grassroots movement about saying, look, if you want to do something, here's stuff that works. We can help you make it land. So one of those solutions is Race Equality Week. And we created that to help continue the momentum of tackling race equality, to be a catalyst for ongoing change, to unite now thousands of organizations and hundreds and thousands, hopefully this year, millions of individuals, and to create a space for reflection and measurement that focuses senior leaders into action. So we're now going to share with you a video to tell you a bit more about that campaign and what we've done in the past. thank you, Nish, and thank you for including that picture of me with a mullet in there. I particularly enjoyed that. So last year we had 2,000 plus organisations involved in the first Race Equality Week. It was a great start. We run the week on the first Monday in February, hence this year it will run from the 7th to the 13th of February. The theme for this year, which I'm sure will resonate with many people on this call, is hashtag action, not just words. This was determined, the Race Equality Matters Network, this was determined by the Race Equality Matters Network and community. In line with the theme, we need more organisations to get involved, so together we can unite and drive change across the length and breadth of the UK and beyond. So we're calling everyone here to ensure your organisations get involved and do tell and challenge others. I'm now going to hand you over to Javid, who will give you a brief overview of how you can do that before we move into the first of the discussion groups, so you can collaborate and share some plans and ideas.
Thank you, Raj. Happy New Year to you all, and thank you so much for joining us. There are three key ways your organisation can get involved. Firstly, you can run your own events and activities, which many of you do, and you'll hear some of them in the chat, I'm sure. We know many of you are doing that. Next slide. If you plan to run public events, do let us know, as we'd love to promote them. So I know Wiltshire have just got in touch with us, and they're going to run an event during Race Equality Week. So we will promote your public events on our website. Next slide. Before I cover the second way you can get involved, we're going to share a quick video that showcases what some of our race equality spotlight organisations are planning for the week. So this is what many of you have come to hear. So hopefully give you some inspiration and highlight the importance that your leaders and organisations who are serious about race equality do get involved.
Race Equality Week is important as it helps us keep the focus on a problem that we can help solve. It gives employees from an ethnic background the confidence that their company is doing more and helping. And I think that organisations should get involved in Race Equality Weeks to show their employees that they're behind them, they support them, there's a plan and there's a future.
We need to do this work. It's absolutely vital that the focus that's created by having this specific week will allow us to look into those systems and practices that we have in place that so far disproportionately disadvantage people who have a racial background. They're likely to have a different experience in employment, training, and with their advancement through the workplace. This week gives us an opportunity to look at that, to really do some specific work about it, to scour our work practices and try and do things better.
It gives a real focus on what we've achieved. So, it is about what we've done with our metrics, what we've put in place, how effective the programs have been that we've put in place, and also gives us a bit of a reality check on what we need to do better. And I think if I contrasted, we had this conversation before we kind of came on, if I contrasted sort of Black History Month versus Race Equality Week, I think Raj said it really well. So, Black History Month, there's a focus on education and Black excellence. And for Race Equality Week, it's about action and accountability. And that is how we use it. Yes, there's elements of raising awareness, etc. But it is about what have we done and who has it made a difference for? How have those key statistics changed on recruitment, progression, performance management? How's the culture shifted? What are people experiencing? And that's why it's so key in the calendar.
The Council will be marking Race Equality Week with a week-long series of virtual events and seminars and interactive discussion forums that will focus on race as well as intersectionality and several other common issues. The following events will be taking place, whereby we will start the week with a career conversation event, which aims to inspire our Black, Asian and ethnic minority colleagues and to help them to understand what they can do to reach senior level positions within the council. Following that, we will have a dyslexia and race webinar. And midweek, we'll be having a staff engagement session that will focus on socialising the council's new equality, diversity and inclusion workforce statement. Following day, we'll have a playback session on the annual workforce report to highlight what the council has done to address inequalities within the workforce during the last 12 to 15 months. To end the week, we'll have an update on our wider Southwark Stands Together programme, and the aim of this programme is to tackle racism, inequality and injustice within the workforce and the wider community.
So hopefully that's given a sense of the importance of it and how organizations are using it, and also some activities organizations are running. And later on, you'll hear more from each other about plans, etc. Second way you can get involved is by joining thought leadership events that we're running. Our events include an opening event and a closing event, where again, you'll hear more about what organizations are doing and then how the week went for them. And then also, on the 8th, experts will share how they and all their organizations are tackling biased recruitment, promotion and progression. On Thursday the 10th, you'll hear from Race Network leads and others how to engage and influence senior middle managers in the drive for race equality. So these two topics were selected by the community, many of you here today. And we, as I said, we'll wrap up the week with a closing event and plans going forward. You'll find all these events on our events page on our website, plus we put a link in the chat for you. Please do share this with your colleagues in your organization, also connections outside. Thank you. Next slide, please. The third way you can get involved is by implementing or launching a Race Equality Matters solution. And I think you saw in the video, some organizations are doing that and many did it last year. Again, we've included a link to all the resources and how-to guides that support these solutions. So we do provide how-to guides and workshops, and the workshops are available online as well. But a quick overview. So Safe Space brings together 3 to 5 EXCO board members and up to 10 ethnic minority colleagues. It is facilitated and in a protected environment. So it enables brave conversations, facilitates uncomfortable discussions to have open conversations, and it drives meaningful action. Mental Health First Aid England were key collaborators in this. The second solution is the Tea Break, which we co-created with Network Rail and its fantastic cultural fusion network. It's a solution that encourages brave conversations throughout the organization. It creates a safe environment to discuss a selected topic with regard to race inequality. Examples have been talking about microaggressions, biased recruitment, the mental health of Black colleagues. It's a fantastic way to hear the honest voice and thoughts of colleagues from across the organization, which gives you an opportunity to take meaningful action. And in our guide, it shows you how to run it and how to keep people safe. The third solution is the Big Promise. A solution that turns words into meaningful action. So colleagues from across your organization will choose a big promise from a list of a magnificent 7 promises. These have been determined already by ethnic minority colleagues and employees across the UK. So these are the ones that will make the greatest impact. Your colleagues should also promote their commitments and promise during the week via social media, etc. This helps show accountability and transparency. And those organizations, including Unison, have done it, said it's made a huge difference. If we go to the next slide, I think we can see some organizations that have done it. So again, this is organizations showcasing the different promises that they've made. Thank you. And our most latest solution, My Name Is, which I think touched upon earlier when I do apologize, I'm sure I got a few people's names wrong. So for those that couldn't make the My Name Is launch event, here's a quick video to set the scene.
My name is Rihanna, and that is pronounced Rihanna phonetically. And the reason why I'm even saying that is because in the past, when people have got my name wrong, it can feel quite belittling, marginalising, and in all honesty, quite offensive because you've not actually bothered to figure out how to pronounce my name. So Race Equality Matters have devised a new campaign called My Name Is in order to help advance race equity, and this is a very simple solution that everyone can adopt in order to make the effort in pronunciations in people's names. There is so much value and power behind a person's name, so why not get it right? So my name is Rihanna.
Hi, my name's Fazana Hakim. It's a Persian name. Fazana means knight or warrior. Hakim means doctor. As a child, as I grew up, every year at school I would dread the register at the beginning of the year because the teacher wouldn't be able to pronounce my name, which was very, very embarrassing, and I grew to hate my name. My family always called me Fuzz, and then when I got to uni that got turned into Faz, and that is now what I'm called most of the time. I don't mind it, but I do like people to know what my real name is. It's easy now to say. If you can say banana, you can say Fazana. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sarah Cesari. I am a Support and Development Officer at Connected Voice. So my mum named me Sarah after her great-grandmother. The name Sarah is a Hebrew one meaning princess. My mum was aware that we may be moving to the west from Iran, so she tried to give me a name that was easier to pronounce than most other Iranian names. So usually my name gets mispronounced to Sarah or Zara. I've even been called Sahara. My surname is also often mispronounced. So my surname comes from the borough in Tehran that my family originates from, Chizar. So I'm a Chizari. During my graduation, my name was mispronounced so badly that I didn't realise it was my turn to go up. This was quite an embarrassing moment for me. I don't really like correcting people, and the more it goes on, the harder it is to correct and break people out of the habit. So when my name is pronounced properly and someone takes the time to learn it, this means the world to me because I feel included and my heritage feels accepted. Since the My Name Is campaign, I felt more confident in correcting people, and I appreciate all my colleagues who have taken the time to say it properly. It really means a lot to me.
My name is Kamika, and often I've been called Kameka. And if individuals cannot pronounce my name, they call me Mika or Cam. I think it's important the organization gets the pronunciation of your name correctly. Hence, I believe #MyNameIs in spelling your name phonetically is a positive impact that this will have on loads of individuals, loads of leaders in organization, especially at first stages interview. And if you have your name spelled phonetically on your CV or on email chain communications, it will be so much easier to build that rapport with that person instead of starting from a mistake. Coming from an HR professional, it is very important to pronounce someone's name from the start of an interview, etc. So instead of embarrassing oneself and ask how you pronounce your name, if the phonetic spelling of your name is therein on your CV, it makes it so much different. For instance, My name phonetically is spelled K-A-M-E-K-A or K-A-M-E-E-K-A with a emphasis on the E, so Kamika, and then put it together, Kamika. How simple and easy is that? This is just going to blow the world because it's so much easier to address people or individual with their identity, because it's important that we maintain our identity and our culture in the way that it was given to us. My name is Kamika.
So a quote by Joyce E. A. Russell, an organization psychologist and leadership expert featured in Forbes and Washington Post, reflects what the four people have just said. You know, a person's name is the greatest connection to their own identity and individuality. Some might say it's the most important word in the world to that person. It is a sign of courtesy when someone remembers our name after meeting us. We feel respected and more important. Next slide. That said, 73% of people surveyed from more than 100 organizations said that their names had been mispronounced. They told it made them feel disrespected, not valued, important, that they didn't belong. So what is My Name Is? It's a simple but highly impactful solution to ensure that throughout our organizations and beyond, we say people's names correctly. What is exciting that 95% polled said that My Name Is would help tackle race inequality in their organization and make people feel that they belong. Next slide. We will achieve this by having our names phonetically spelt on key communication channels, including emails. You see a few of us today have got our phonetic names on here. And then also someone in the chat put their phonetic name as well, which is brilliant, for phonetic spelling, sorry. So here are just some examples of people that are already using it in their email footers. And this helps us make sure we get people's names right. So imagine the difference it would make if when someone joins your organization and they asked how their names are pronounced phonetically. So from day one, they can be who they really are. You'd have inclusion from the outset. How many of our organizations really do that? It's important that we don't get lazy also. So if you see a name you may not be familiar with, do check that you're saying other people's names correctly. So the feedback we've had, even though you get people's names wrong, they are very welcoming for people to try and inquire and not be lazy or give you a nickname. We're hearing stories from people who have worked with someone for 2-3 years and they've found out that they've been calling them the wrong name for 2 to 3 years. And this is quite common. Encourage colleagues, employees, and your networks to do the same. This can be used when you meet clients, supply chain representatives, or when you host a meeting with external stakeholders. So when we do a small workshop, we ask for people's phonetic names so I can get people's names correctly. We've seen importance and fantastic increase in the number of people using pronouns, you know, he, him, she, her, etc. And we want to see the My Name Is up there as well. So to be part of the movement and show how you and your organization is part of the change, you can access this banner which is on the bottom logo for your organization to use when you pledge to implement My Name Is. So, you know, a lot of us now have on email footers because we're that banner, so we can show this movement. And individuals can access and utilize the social media icon, which is the circle at the top. And again, we've included a link to these resources in the chat and we'll send it afterwards. Our goal is to get 1,000 organizations involved. Already more than 300 organizations have now downloaded the How to Do It guide. And this is a rally call for your organizations to be one of the first 100 trailblazing organizations to implement it by or during Race Equality Week. And then let us know and you'll go on our trailblazing wall of fame. So, you know, were you part of this movement? If you don't already have plans in place, we hope that the solutions, My Name Is, has given you some inspiration. We mentioned that this session will be interactive and now you have a great opportunity to collaborate and learn from each other. We thought it'd be useful to have you some time just to share and explore your plans and ideas of activities you're going to carry out during Race Equality Week. Okay, fantastic. So some really interesting stuff in our group. A couple of organizations were involved in Race Equality Week last year and are building on it, and others got some new ideas. But a number going out into the community. What I know we all want to learn what each other's doing. So what we're going to suggest is if everyone just goes into the chat and write, one or two things, if you've got a plan for Race Equality Week, just what you plan to do. And what we'll do is we'll capture this, we'll keep it anonymous, we'll capture it, and then share it with everyone after the event. Hopefully, I said, in this chat that we'll share, there'll be some great ideas for you. I think what's really important, because we know a lot of organizations may not have race networks. And whether you do, it's really important that whoever drives or is the lead for Race Equality Week, you do involve or get the recommendations of your ethnic minority colleagues and race networks. So they're fully involved in messaging and what you do. We know last year, a lot of organizations made statements and commitments and things like that, but it was done without the voice of their ethnic minority colleagues. So it's really important. And quite often we try to do the right thing, but actually it's not. So it's really important we involve, obviously it's easy if you've got a network, but many don't. Also, when you have your Race Equality Week plans in place, please promote your activity and involvement, as this will send you a message that your organization is serious about race equality. So here are a few ways that you can do this. So you can include a statement and showcase your activities, put it on your website, on social media, in newsletters, internal and external. We know some want to keep internal, some want to go out to the communities via your internal communication channels. I know some use Yammer, etc., and via your organization's social media channels. So I think it's really important that we can hear and get this sense of movement. I think Black History Month, there was a lot of energy behind it, and it's important that we all contribute to this. Next slide. Don't forget to link back to us so we can promote your organization's commitment to a wide audience. So use any of our sort of like tags or hashtag. And what we'll do is we will sort of amplify what you're doing. Next slide. You can download and use our Race Equality Week virtual badge. So again, you can have this on your signature if you're not using My Name Is. So on your emails, and really important, it gets some key messages out there. During your next slide, please. During your virtual meetings, you can use the background like you got on here. So again, like we got one here, and you can put your own organization's logo or add stuff to it, or a key message you may have. So we've created that template for you. You can get all this in a pack online, and as Raj said earlier, it is free. And finally, you can be a race equality spotlight organization. So you saw some videos for some, and again, here's someone here. And basically what we'll do is we just need a few answers to some simple questions. Why do you think it's important? What you plan to do? And then we'll have you on our website and promote social media, and there could be speaking opportunities down the line, like in opening and closing events for Race Equality Week. So don't miss out the opportunity of being in the spotlight. But remember, it's all about action, not just words. So thank you. Next slide. We're now going to go into our next collaboration group. The discussion topic is how will you promote your activity internally and externally? So share ideas of how are you going to promote it, and also maybe engage senior leaders. Some it's driven by them and some not. In a second, I'll hand you back to Raj. I think people are still coming out of their groups. What I just suggest, if people just want to go in the chat and put how they're thinking of promoting it internally and externally. We have things like Yammer, Facebook, posters, chief exec notes, etc. So if you just write it in there, again, what we'll do is we'll collate this for everyone and share it. So for those that are just joining, coming back to the room, if you just go into the chat and put down the maybe ideas you had or heard for promoting it and communicating, put it in the chat. We will collate it and share it with everyone later this week. Okay, so what I'll now do is hand you back to Raj. I think we mentioned there's an opportunity for Q&A at the end, but I'll hand you back to Raj first. Thank you.
Thanks, Javid. Well, I hope today's session has inspired you to drive your plans for Race Equality Week forward. And we look forward to hearing how you get on. Both we and our network are here to help, of course. Before we close, we're going to do a final poll.
97% would recommend today's event, which is brilliant. Do you think your organization will take part in Race Equality Week? So it's 80%, which is great. Only 3% no. So 97%, very possible. Do you think your organisation will help tackle race inequality? So do you think Race Equality Week will help tackle race inequality in your organisation? So 52%, no, it's 70% think it will be a catalyst or a great or significant impact. So that's really positive. Yeah, and what we appreciate, you know, it's not going to be the solution on its own, but it is a catalyst, and so many ideas people sharing was brilliant on that. How do you think? Do you think it'll get seniors involved? So fairly easy, 59%, very easy, 23%, which is great. I think a year ago, you know, it was well below the 30%. So, you know, there is definitely movement in the last 12 months. Just conscious of time, what we'll do is, I'll just go to the number 6. I don't know if people can see that. So which activities do you think your company will do during Race Equality Week? So, you know, a whole range, but my name is 80%. Seem to be up for it. I think it's really important. Let us know and you'll come into our wall of fame of early adopters, which would be fantastic. And 90% of you think it will make a difference on tackling race inequality. So fantastic. So if we can stop sharing that, and then back to Raj.
Thank you, Javed. And what a great result at the beginning to have 24% of people who weren't sure about whether they're going to do it, and then to turn most of those from neutral to believers. So thank you for everybody for that. So thank you very much for joining us all today, and particularly to our partners, including Green Park and our visionary lifetime partner sponsor, British Telecom. You know the difference your support will have made, and we are here to support you. We know it's not easy being a change maker in organizations, particularly now when the expectations of things happening quickly have really ramped up. So we are here to help. We'll share that recording and the slide deck in due course. And as we mentioned earlier, we are a not-for-profit. So please do get in touch if you want to help fund or explore other opportunities to support with us. Do sign up to our website. If you haven't registered already, you can stay up to date with everything related to Race Equality Week and some smart things we find elsewhere. I will send you an email in our follow-up, a link in our follow-up email. And last of all, you know, it's crucial that united we can help grow the impact of Race Equality Week and expand its reach. We can't change the past, but united we can change the future. So please do get involved. Let's not go back to normal. It wasn't that great for many of us. And this is all about action, not just words. Thank you.